What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Axe Creation. Today we're going to be taking another look at some beginner acoustic guitar stuff. And it doesn't have to be an acoustic guitar, it can be whatever guitar you want, but it's geared to beginners and getting used to our guitar. So, just a quick note before we get started, if you like these beginner acoustics and you want them more in depth, check out the link in the description below, and then we can get really in depth with a lot of these concepts. So, what I want to talk about today is exploring your guitar. It's imperative that every beginner student, guitar player, learns their instrument. Now, we can learn this instrument by playing scales and chords and that kind of stuff, but you need to explore your instrument in the beginning. Get used to it. Practice playing notes even though you don't know what you're doing. And a great way that I find to do this, and you also come up with some really cool ideas, is to take a chord that you know, a lot of people in the beginning, so we're going to play with a couple chords today, but let's look at a G chord. Everybody learns a G chord when they pick up a guitar, which is this chord. If you don't know that chord, starting from low to high, it's 3, 2, your next two strings open. Now we could stop right there for a second and get into the idea that I'm talking about. And so we can take a chord that we know and just move it. Now I know that sounds weird because we're not supposed to move open position or open string chords because it doesn't really work that well all the time. And that's kind of the point. So let's just take these 4 notes and then move them across the guitar. And you're going to find areas that will clash and sound terrible. And you're also going to find some ideas, some frets that will sound really nice. So now you can move your chord back and forth and you have this nice open string sounding chords that work very well together. So let's just jump into that real fast. Let's take these 4 notes, which are the 4 low string of our G chord, and let's just move it up. That doesn't sound that bad. And then let's experiment and go all the way up. That one sounds cool. That one sounds good too. That one, not so much. But those of you who like dissonance and maybe looking for some creative aspects, you could probably come up with something interesting there. Nice. That's nice. Not so good. That's not that bad. So we can take that chord and go all the way up, and like I said, there are pockets where it sounds good and there are pockets where it doesn't sound that good. But that'll change a little bit if we add the rest of the chord. So continuing our G chord, it's 3, 2, 0, 0. Then we take our 3rd and 4th fingers and put them on the 2 high strings on the 3rd fret. So now let's take that up. That half step movement up doesn't sound so good anymore. That was not that bad. Alright, so again, some of those sound good, some of those don't sound good. So, you know, we can easily find the spots we like and strum them together. We can do some movement here with just the low strings. And that's kind of interesting. You can probably come up with something nice like that. Or we can take the full chord and maybe move it around. 8 sounded kind of good. 6 was good. 5. 10. Yeah, those all sound pretty nice, so we can, you know. Again, I'm just making some stuff here up using these chords, and that sounds nice. You might want to use it, or you might want to write that in a song or something like that, so definitely experiment. Now, as I said earlier, we can take these chords and do it to other chords. So let's take a Cadd9 chord, which is a really nice chord for beginners because it's the same shape as the G chord. We just take our 2 low strings and move them up a string. So it's 3 on the A, 2 on your D. And you can also lift up your pinky if you want to. Get that nice open string. Experiment with that, it's a really good idea. And we can do the same exact thing. And we're going to find pockets that work well, and we're going to find pockets that don't work so well. Again, if we just focus, say, on the first 3 low strings, that same idea can work out really well, and you come up with some really great parts. Now let's look at the last chord that I want to talk about, which always gives everybody fits when they're starting out, and that is your bar chord. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the bar chord a lot easier and remove the bar. This way we experiment with our open strings. So you can take a bar chord on your low string, a major chord. So let's go to G. You have 3, 5, 5, 4. Right? Looks like this. And we're just going to focus on those 4 notes, and we're going to combine that with our high strings open. And you can come up with a lot of nice sounding chords this way, and not a whole lot of clashes. That's one. But again, if you like the sound of that stuff, you can come up with some very interesting dissonant parts. Sounds really nice. Alright, so I put together a little quick idea that uses some of these chords. We're going to take advantage of moving around the Cadd9 chord. We're going to go from the 8th fret to the 3rd fret. And then we're going to take advantage of the bar chord, the major chord with the open strings, and we're going to play basically F, G, and A, which is 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So, quick little idea. And there you go. There's a short little idea using this kind of experimentation we did. I found some chords that I liked and I thought sounded good, and I just put them together. So, I hope you can get something out of this lesson. Definitely take some time, explore the chords, move it around. There's a lot of interesting things you can come up with just by exploring your guitar. So, all of the transcriptions for this lesson you can be found on my site, axecreation.com. Once you log in, you can download the lesson transcription. Definitely check out the link below for some more in-depth acoustic lessons, and as always, let me know what you come up with. Until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.